Good morning and a very warm welcome to You've Earned It's brand new retirement reflection video series, which will feature real conversations with people who are living out pre and post retirement. The kind of person is the been there, done that, got the t-shirt kind of person. So You've Earned It, or YI as we are also known, is hosting this video series. And we would like to give a big thanks to the sponsor of the video series, Just SA. Thank you, Just SA, and Michelle in particular. And it is our intention that the people that we interview in this video series will give you tidbits on how to squeeze more out of the third part of your lives. Tidbits such as living longer and healthier with a better quality of life and hopefully a more financially secure life. After all, this is the prime time of your life. And let's not forget the most important thing, thoroughly enjoying and having lots of fun during this time. And that's why we are absolutely thrilled to introduce you to our guests today, a couple who have absolutely no intention of slowing down in retirement, but are in fact cranking up the pace of life. And they're making it their absolute business to have fun in retirement and experience life like never before. So a very big and hearty welcome to Lyn and Geoff Leader from Hannesbaai on the West Coast. Hope I pronounced that right, Lyn and Geoff. Welcome.
Correct.
So let's get right to it. And Lyn and Geoff, tell us a little bit more about yourselves. I know that you are both ex-Cape Townians and you moved to Gauteng. And a couple of years you retired from Johannesburg to the West Coast, and I know that you are loving retirement. But tell us a little bit about yourselves and your children and your grandchildren.
Yeah, over to you.
Well, we've got two grown-up sons who have got their own families. We've got three grandchildren. Unfortunately, our youngest one is on the New Zealand continent, so we don't get to see them very often. Yeah, that's basically it. We're saving to go to New Zealand to visit. Our eldest son is down here with his two, and we try and see them whenever we can, but they're also leading very busy lives. And, you know, the pace of life is very... what do you say? Just fast for these kids.
Yeah.
It wasn't that fast for us, was it?
It was.
I don't remember.
No, it was fast, but it was different fast.
Yeah, I don't remember what I had for breakfast. So,
the
yes.
digital made it faster.
Yes. So yeah, that's
you must miss. You have a grandchild or grandchildren in, you say, New Zealand?
Just one.
Just one in
little
New Zealand.
boy. Yeah, we miss him terribly. We miss them all terribly.
Yeah, last time we saw him, he was
6 weeks old.
6 weeks old.
Yeah.
He's now 6 years old. So
I think this is
we miss that contact.
I think this is the plight of many families now. A lot of their children have gone on to different continents, formed a life over there.
Absolutely. Very, very hard for many grandparents who, I mean, there are so many South Africans who have children and grandchildren living abroad. So very tough. But I know that the two of you are great adventurers and you've got a great love for the bush. So tell us a bit about that, and also a little bit about the sporting activities and hobbies that you've taken up since moving down to the West Coast.
Yeah, well, how long have we got in this interview?
Trying everything. We're trying everything.
Yeah, no, we're from originally from Cape Town, myself from Sea Point, my beautiful wife Lyn from Fish Hoek. If you know Cape Town at all, that's quite a distance to court a young lady, but I was smitten, and I drove the distance and did the long miles.
He hung in there.
And we had a wonderful life in Cape Town, and eventually got to the stage where my career basically was going nowhere, and I thought, look, we have to do something, and we looked up into Gauteng. I think it was the Transvaal, and we actually moved anyway.
Dinosaur era.
We looked up there, and there were job opportunities, and it came my way, and we moved, which was a leap of faith. Very similar to what we've done now, but it worked out for us, very fortunately. And yeah, we haven't looked back.
No, that's fantastic. And then why did you choose to retire to the West Coast? What was the what was the driving force there?
The driving force, I think, it got to the stage in Gauteng when we were loving the life, the friends and the activities we were doing. As you mentioned earlier, the bush, we were so close to it. We could, at a moment's notice, we could pack our Jeep and off we go. But the call of the Cape was always there. We loved to, I mean, we spent a lot of time, many of our younger years at the sea. We loved it. But we didn't want to move back to a city. We were leaving a very large city and coming back to Cape Town didn't quite do it for us. So we looked a little bit up the coast. The south coast up to Hermanus, Kleinmond didn't quite do it for us. But the West Coast ticked most of the boxes, in fact, all the boxes. And we eventually found a place up in St. Helena Bay, Hannesbaai. And we put down our roots again.
We just love it because driving out of St. Helena Bay now to Vredenburg to do our shopping, which we do once a week or once every 2 weeks, you're driving through farmland. So we've got ostriches and cows and sheep and just wide open spaces and lots of bird life. And I just love that. I love that. I don't feel like I'm ending with concrete. We wanted to go more route. So, but this place is exploding here. The building work that's going on is frightening. It's going to be in Hermanus soon, really.
So many people retiring like you have done to the West Coast.
Yeah.
So many of our friends from Gauteng have moved down here. They're like neighbors, which is great. That's great.
I know, that's awesome. But now going back to tell us a little bit about the sport, some of the sporting activities. Tell us briefly about that, because I know that you're into quite a few different things.
Sporting. I'm playing golf. I've played golf since I was 30 years old, so it's nothing new, but I've taken it up again. I've refound it, if you want. I've lost it for a while, especially over the COVID era. We didn't play any longer. Well, I didn't. And then we came down here. There's a beautiful golf course at Shelley Point. It's a golf estate, in fact, and I've become a member there, and I'm playing every single week and having loads of fun.
I'm still riding the bike, and I make him pillion with me every now and then with a whole group of friends, which is awesome. I mean, we just go out for lunch or for breakfast to Saldanha Bay or Hannesbaai. Where else do we go? Dwarskerstbos, just to get out in the fresh air. And, you know, I love bikes, so it's still my passion. And I'm doing aqua Zumba in the pool. I've met some awesome ladies who have all become really good friends, and we socialize a lot with our hubbies. What else do we do, love?
Well,
yoga.
Also our photography has always been a hobby of ours. Not a sport as much as a hobby.
Yeah.
And the opportunities down here are endless. The wide open spaces here, you're bound to find some landscape or some bird activity which is, you know, unique.
And then there's wine tasting once a month with a whole group of other friends, which is awesome. And then
we're getting off the sport now, but
then what's sport?
Don't you go out in the kayak as well?
Oh yes, we kayak with a group, which is absolutely amazing. I mean, the sea life out there is marvelous. I've never seen a sunfish before. Have you ever seen a sunfish?
No, don't know what it is.
Oh my goodness, I wish I could show you a photograph.
Mm.
They're the weirdest
very,
looking
very
things.
Weird,
They're huge. The dolphins are all around us. We see whales, the seals, jellyfish. And you come back to shore and you just feel like you've had a holiday. And then we've also joined a poker club. So we play Hold'em poker once a month. That's very social. So really, if we get to bed before midnight, most nights, it's a plus. We get to a stage now where we just say, guys, sorry, we need time out. We're a bit tired. We need a nap now, you know.
You are living a very good life. That just sounds wonderful.
So much.
Look, you know, it is what you put into it. I mean, we could have, living in the same place, we could have been introverted and ignored everybody. It's your choice. You don't have to join these clubs. You don't have to become social. But we are sort of social people, and we enjoy the company. But it does get to a stage where we want to withdraw. Pour yourself a glass of wine and just relax and say, okay, now this is time for ourselves. And we got those opportunities as well.
Fantastic. Let's just get a little bit more serious. I want to find out as well, when you started thinking seriously about retirement, did you have one of those aha moments that kind of morphed into the decision to actually retire?
Well, not for me. I was obviously when I moved to Joburg, very soon after I moved up there, I also hit a little bit of a dead end career-wise, and I decided, well, in for a penny, in for a pound, and I started my own civil engineering consulting practice, and once again a leap of faith. Took the family. We were young, a lot younger then, so it didn't sound so dramatic, but took the leap of faith, started up my practice, and fortunately I did well. And now I forget where I'm going with this. But anyway.
Retiring, did you actually decide when you needed to retire?
Yes.
The short answer.
Yeah. I was involved with my practice, and I had no... Look, we were making plans to retire. Contributing to the retirement annuity fund, etc. But I was working, I was enjoying it. It was good. It was a good life. I wasn't really planning on retiring. It was Lyn here who came up with the idea
that you had to retire, or I'd divorce you.
You're stressing
really
too much.
So
no, I'm not,
So stressed.
But obviously I was, for her to pick up on that.
Getting up at 4:30 in the morning, working the whole day, attending meetings that were very, very stressful, and then going to bed at 11 o'clock, 12 o'clock, midnight. I could see he was working himself into a standstill. Now, I just said to him, is this what you really want? When is enough enough? Can't we make plans to retire now before you get really sick? And then I'll just buy myself a bigger Harley and go to India on a tour and spend all your money. So, shouldn't we do this together? All the hard work we put in, all the hard work he's put in, and just enjoy our retirement that we've worked so hard for. And he said, yeah, no, I think so.
Yeah, so so that was the aha moment, if you want to call it that. But it certainly wasn't suddenly an idea. We'd planned for it, but it wasn't on my agenda, so to speak, until then came up with
the whips.
the stress factor, and then obviously COVID hit, and our business shut down for months on end, and that sort of spurred it on, if you want.
And tell me, did you, when you left Johannesburg to come to the West Coast, did you experience any emotional impact? I mean, after all, you were leaving behind a very long time home and a business that you had run for many years. So was there any emotion involved?
Not really.
No.
Not really.
It's a new phase of your life, and if you accept it like that, we were open to new opportunities and things, and that was part of a life that we really enjoyed. We loved our home.
We must also remember we bought the house down in St. Helena Bay in 2017. So we had a plan going then. Although, as I say, it wasn't on the agenda. We had the house, thanks to this one, my wife. But then COVID hit, and then it became a real thing. So look, I think now's the time. But emotionally, we loved the house up there. Obviously, we loved a lot of our friends. That was emotional, leaving them behind.
But a lot of them have moved on.
A lot of them have subsequently moved down.
Yes, I think they saw how much fun we were having and how happy we were, and a lot of them moved on.
The other thing was having the house since 2017. We every holiday and opportunity we came down.
Yes.
So we knew if we were coming down too. So it was a build up to the.
It wasn't a complete surprise how much slower it is down here. But we found all these little stores very quaint. That's what we wanted. We didn't want to go into shopping malls. They're there if we want to, but we don't really want to, do we?
Not at all.
So we make do with what we've got, and everybody looks after everybody, which is lovely. Somebody will say, I'm going into Vredenburg. What can I get you grocery-wise? And we're like, oh, I've got a lovely list, thank you. But then when we go, we reciprocate. And then we just EFT whatever we owe them and vice versa. So we don't always have to travel into Vredenburg, which is, 20 k's away?
Yeah.
So it really is almost living in a community now, and you've got your community of people around you, and that is so positive. That's wonderful. So Lyn and Geoff, tell me, did you have any worries about retirement before you retired? And in retrospect, were those worries justified now that you look back on that?
Worries. Look, I think I said earlier, I wasn't on my agenda to retire, but I was contributing to a retirement annuity religiously, taking the maximum tax benefit that's allowable to pay into retirement. You're just topping it up at the end of the year when we knew what profit we were making. So taking the maximum there, and taking advice from a financial planner. I cannot stress how important that is. You think you know how to play with your finances, but no. Take a financial planner. He will direct, if he's a good one, hopefully they are out there. There are plenty of them. Take good advice and do what they recommend. And your worries will be less. We since our retirement 3 years ago, we haven't worried. You've got to be clever. You've got to be frugal about things. With the lack of income, you obviously from the retirement there is a little bit of income, but you've got to watch your pennies. And but if you've done your sums and you're following your financial plan, you should be all right.
Yeah, I think all you say is absolutely 100%. I think it's certainly music to my ears, and I think consulting financial planners and planning for retirement is an absolute must. Absolutely. But now, how would you say, how effective is your financial plan compared to your expectations pre-retirement?
When you say expectations, I'm not sure what we expected. We definitely didn't expect to live the same lifestyle we had in Johannesburg when we were earning money. We didn't expect that. But the house we bought was paid up. We had no debt. And I stress that as well. Do not retire if you have debt. You must have that out of the way. Yes. And your financial planner will tell you that, I'm pretty sure.
But he helped us.
Yeah, so your expectations are we're going to downscale, but don't get to the stage where you're living on bread and water. Plan it that you can still live a decent lifestyle.
Only if he misbehaves at the 19th hole after golf do I give him baked beans on toast for 3 weeks.
Oh gosh. And since you've retired, would you say that your financial planning strategy has changed, or had you planned for that previously?
Well, we're still in contact with our financial planner. He comes down to, he's based in Johannesburg, but he visits the West Coast. He's got clients in Cape Town, and he's got a couple of clients up in the West Coast. So he comes and visits here, stays at the Shelley Point Hotel. We go and meet with him, have lunch, and we discuss how our funds are doing.
He keeps us
on whether
track.
We need to change anything, because the world economy is changing all the time. As the war breaks out in Ukraine, that has an effect on your investments, unfortunately.
Well.
The rand-dollar exchange rate changes. So it's in flux all the time. So your constant meetings with your financial planner is important.
Yeah, absolutely crucial. Okay, so now you've been retired, is it 3 years now?
3 years,
yeah. So what excites you most about the future?
My husband. Just so many things we haven't done yet, like skydiving. You can come watch me, you won't do it, but you can come watch me.
being on the back of a Harley Davidson is enough fun for me. I'll pick my 18 holes of golf.
He wants me to take up golf.
Yeah, that's going to be fun.
It doesn't excite me, but yeah, it's something we can do together, and he wants me to do it with him. So that's something to look forward to.
Worth a try. And tell me something personal I want to ask you. Did retirement change the relationship between the two of you? Has it made it better?
Not at all. It's got better because
even better.
I haven't had extramural worries, if you want, of being the business and so on. So that, didn't think I had that at the time, but now that I haven't got it, I had it.
And
I had the stress. I had the
on the phone, trying to
my cell phone rings. Is that my phone? And I pick it up, and it's normally spam calls. Somebody trying to sell us something.
Playing a prank on him.
No, it's if you plan for it well, you can have a wonderful time, and if your partner's your best friend as well, you made it.
Absolutely. But it sounds to me, and I'm going to ask you the question: are you living your best life?
Yes, for sure.
Yeah,
absolutely.
And living very close to some wine farms here. That helps.
Lovely. Look, guys, I think it's time to wrap up, and I really would like to thank you both for taking part in this, the first of the video series on retiree reflections. And really, thank you for sharing your thoughts. Thank you for sharing your experiences since retirement and also in your pre-retirement years. And it's been absolutely fascinating hearing about your life as you're leading it, your hobbies, your interests, and also how you plan for retirement and what you've actually been up to since you retired. And I think from the sounds of it, you really are living your best life. And I was going to throw one last question at you, but I think you kind of answered it. But with everything you get up to, are you going to be skydiving at 104?
Definitely.
This one, yes.
Yeah. No, I want to show you, I forgot to tell you, one of my hobbies too, when it's too cold to go outside or the wind's blowing terribly, I knit little booties. And I can't keep up with my orders. The people here are going mad over them. So, that keeps me out of mischief.
Keeps your hands busy, and I know that's lovely. That's absolutely awesome. But really, Lyn and Geoff, sorry, carry on, Geoff.
It's a stress of business.
Well, it's not a business, hardly.
But it's been lovely chatting to you, and thank you so much for your time and taking part in this. And we wish you well in the years ahead. And I really think that you are living your best life. But thank you for telling everybody about it, and thank you for joining us today. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Bye.
Cheers then. Bye.